Will go the Honourable Deputy Leader of the Opposition.
Hear.
Thank you, Speaker. My question this morning is to the Minister for Primary Industries. Minister, Tas farmers are saying growers still don't know whether diesel supply is secured into Tasmania beyond May, and that uncertainty is impacting planting decisions right across the state. We're hearing farmers are contemplating ploughing crops back into the ground because it's cheaper than harvesting. Multi-generational potato growers are saying that for the first time ever, they're considering not to plant because they don't know if there'll be fuel to harvest or fertiliser to grow them. And this doesn't just affect farmers, it's pushing up food prices for everyday Tasmanians at the checkout. Minister, Tasmanians, farmers want to know what's the plan. Will you guarantee agriculture is treated as a priority sector? And what is the plan if future fuel shipments are reduced, if they're missed or delayed altogether?
Honourable Minister for Primary Industries and Water.
Thanks, Speaker, and can I thank you for your question. It's a concern for not only yourself but all of us and all our farmers. We're in a serious state as a globe when it comes to the production of food and keeping the world alive. There are more hungry mouths in the world than I think we realise when we sit in these places at times, and they all need to be fed. The crisis in the Middle East is completely outside of our control, and we all get that. We understand that completely. It's how we deal with it that's important. It's how we deal with the fallout of that that's incredibly important. To that end, that is what I'm about, and that is why I'm working in lockstep with industry, our agricultural sector. And in fact, yesterday my life was filled with conversations with the Chief Operating Officer of places like Incitec Pivot and Impact Fertiliser, doing just that. The COO of Impact was in Singapore trying to get raw ingredients for his single super phosphate plant at Amaropa in just up the road. The trouble with that he has is not necessarily providing fertiliser, it's providing the holistic fertiliser supply that farmers need. We will note, everybody in this place has already heard that 30% of the world's fertiliser comes through the Persian Gulf, but 50% of the world's sulphate of ammonia comes through there, and that's the problem. He assured me that at this stage farmers have nitrogen in the form of urea, and what I've done with that is try and stretch that as much as I possibly can. So I've worked with TIA.
Thank you, Minister.
Point of order 45 relevance. I really appreciate the updates, particularly around fertiliser. It was part of my question. I'm keen, that's his plan and their plan. I'm keen on what's your plan. What's your plan if future shipments of diesel are delayed, missed or reduced? What's your plan for Tasmania, please?
Honourable Minister.
Thanks, Speaker. And I'll go back to what I was saying, which was outlining our plan and how we're dealing with it and how we're maximising the effects
Not hearing
of
any
that.
plan.
Order. Order from both sides.
I said that we were working with TIA, the Institute of Agriculture. They're actually, and I visited that site only last week, they're doing trials on no nitrogen inputs. We're working with discussion groups with farmers about how they use alternative forms of fertiliser, how we can maximise the growth, still maintain a minimum supply and still get those yields. We are fortunate in Tasmania that we have fairly highly fertile soils, but nevertheless those fertiliser inputs are going to be absolutely crucial. In my own operation, you mentioned potatoes.
Minister's time has expired.
Supplementary question. Thank you, Speaker. Minister, two very specific, quick questions. Will you prioritise agriculture as a priority sector? And what is your plan if future shipments of fuel, diesel particularly, are reduced, missed or delayed? What's the plan?
Honourable Minister for Primary Industries and Water.
Hear.
In terms of prioritisation of agriculture, then it is obviously my priority. It is our priority. We understand that the growth of our food is of utmost importance. It's priority number one.
Declare it as a priority sector. Will you declare it as a priority?
Interjections will cease. The minister has got the call.
And to answer your exact point, then discussions are already going on between Tas farmers, and that's what I would say the premise of your question is coming from, and the Premier. And once that has been determined, then we'll let you know. We'll update the
Order!
House.
It's a delay.